Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the south side as the, was this Jade Sun Drake. We got Banjoey. Spawn on the north side as the Noir Eclipse Andy. We got Lovi. Wait, let's see. Okay, that is a Southern player's vehicle. I don't know why. Seeing the top of that, I could not identify what player's unit that is. Either way, when it comes to some map, we do have a port here, so it could be useful for a lander base here. So we've got additional neutral base here. And additionally, airport will need to be busted open to have better mobility. But for now, it is still capturable from over here. A mech could be used to capture it over here. I don't know if that's better or worse, but probably best to use infantry because it will have trouble entering the river, but it can at least exit the river pretty quickly. Double base here. This one is not very convenient to push into the center of the map. It can only go right. Same with this one here. Probably a lander plays a bit more likely. Potentially black boat as well for just infantry. Probably a black boat's minimum. In the center of the map, we do have a couple comm towers. A lab in here, but the lab is effectively nothing because, of course, this is an HQ map. And yeah, that should pretty much sum that up. So, let's go and get started. I should probably mention day-to-days. Andy has no day-to-days. Additionally, his power provides him +2 healing globally, and his superpower provides him +5 globally, +10% globally, and +1 movement globally for all units, including infantry, which sometimes is usually the exception for infantry if you sound like it does affect infantry. In this case, it does. Of course, Drake has +1 movement and nail, which is don't think that would even matter if there's a lander, because I think that's still traversable by 1 turn. And street defense, probably if the deploys on landers, never going to get hit, or a black boat. And air use loses -30% attack, which is actually a bit significant when it comes to battlecopters. So his battlecopter is going to just be worse off. And of course, his power and superpower. His power provides 1 damage globally and drains half the fuel, while his superpower provides 2 damage globally and drains half the fuel. And of course, change the weather to rain for 1 day, which does not provide fog of war like in Dual Strike. I forget what it does. I think it reduces a little bit of movement globally. I forget what all the weather does in Advanced Wars by Web, because every single Advanced Wars game is different. I don't think there's a button up here for me to check that out. I need to just double check the weather by Web. I know what is by Deeds of Ruin and by Dual Strike, not by Web. Either way, let's get started. Got infantry here. Attacks the pipe, shows who's boss. The pipe becomes the boss. Of course, both players do have a cruise on top of HQ with only 1 health. It effectively provides a bit of vision and provides a basic blocker in case a Simon rolls up and captures in 1 turn. Many infantry units there. Andy has discovered what an airport is and starting to capture it. And we got an early APC deployed out by, oh no, this is Drake. Andy still does not know what an airport is. Now he's starting to discover what an airport is. This mysterious place where various steel machines come to roost. And Andy goes up with an early recon as opposed to AP, so we do have some variation here. This recon, I don't think it'd be a good idea to deploy a recon this one. It should be better to deploy over here because there's a forest here in plains, though the shore doesn't give full movement. The forest is horrible movement. Plains is not good movement. And of course, properties. I think the recon should have been deployed out here because it's going to take a full turn just to get over here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should be at least able to reach the bridgehead if my math is incorrect. It does. Got a tank here. I really think you should be deploying out the tank infantry there, but these are full oceans, not rivers. This space needs the black boat at least. Andy has to play out double recon up north. We do have a Drake tank. Drake's ground forces are utterly ordinary, which is perfectly fine. Double recon to harass the infantry. It's going to be fighting against Drake, double recon, and tank. This overall is the strong side, projecting rightwards. After all, you've got two bases here. They're force fed over here, so this is going to be the strong side. Can you go up north over here? There is a river in the way. And this is the weak side, and also has a slower start as well. Airport now obtained. Another tank. It is so hard to see Nor Eclipse units. Double recon strike here. Let's see how far away this tank. Just out of range. Nukes the cruiser. It's not a big deal, of course. And the strike tank, if you want to stay out of vision range, these recons can stay right there. All it needs to do is push forward one tile. Of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe just pushing up to here or here would be perfectly fine. He does. Tank infantry. Drake is falling behind the capture game. And he is pulling ahead. Probably because of double recon. Got a lot of projects being captured in the center map. Mostly by Drake, some by Andy. So he does lure those recons into an ambush. The infantry is going to fall back. Recon goes down. Recon gets a good strike there. This recon will follow it up. Does not finish him off though. I suppose the two alpha infantry units should have gauged there. Maybe it was just bad luck by Andy. Anti-air APC infantry. Gets trapped there, but since it is Advanced Wars by Web, it does not stop turning. You can still unload. Artillery piece, infantry, tank. I just realized Nor Eclipse HQ top is G funding. So is Nor Eclipse supposed to be the Illuminati? It is a pyramid shape here. Battle copter now pulled out by Andy. He's discovering what an airport is. This must be the clone Andy. The second one. Because apparently they had to do it twice. Anti-air, recon. There's strikes up here. Andy has triple tank. Drake only has double tank. Comm towers captured both sides. Let's give me more as I open up my other drink. You may hear a bit of a sound. My apologies. Tank is a good strike there. I wonder, do Drake's unit on top of the HQ take extra defense? We'll just use the artillery piece there. So let's see, does... oh wait, I got them backwards. Does these guys get the 4 defense stars? 61 versus 69? They do get the defense stars. Granted, 1 health means the... oh, wrong button. Does mean that the defense stars is reduced by 90%. And he now has his hyper repair available. Couple damage units. If he does pop a hyper repair, it's going to heal up these tanks primarily. You could get a strike here of this tank first, though. Don't think it'd be worth it though. Got more Drake tanks over here. Andy will just need to keep his repair or hyper repair available in case his opponent pops with power or superpower. Pulls back those tanks, very nice. Because if he gets a superpower, it'd be 9 and 6, which is very worth it. Plus 1 movement to spring off from as well. Andy should really preserve his units. That little bit, just keeping those units alive does make them go a much longer ways. Right now, 24 versus 24. If Drake wants to deny Andy his superpower, he could pop his regular power, try to convince him to go for it earlier. Can't say that'd be a great option. Medium tank now pulling the field, as well as a recon. Good strikes on that APC, knocking it out. Trying to flip some properties and capture that one. Nothing to stop this property being flipped, looks like. Right now, Andy will end the turn with 126 versus 112. Whereas got the day-to-day, so it's come down to day-to-day difference. So it's quite even. And Andy has popped out a Neo tank. Wait, is the Norcliff supposed to be like the Mafia? Because those look like Thompsons, aren't they? I am not sure. I need to take a look at all the names, all the colors. And they do have references to what, but I think the Norcliff's maybe Mafia. And we've got both players just sitting up for a massive front line. May result in one big conflict. Remember as well, Andy's superpower does provide +1 movement range, so we can close the distance a little bit easier. Okay, so strikes down south. Andy does have a decent economic advantage by 3,000. So got one despicable neutral property up north. Setting up for a pretty sizable assault down here. His center flank is non-existent, but we do have now a Neo tank here. And looks like I'm receiving some sound bugs. My apologies for that. Neo tank takes out the recon. We may see a tsunami or typhoon next turn. It doesn't matter if he pops at the start or end of the turn. Of course, Andy can repair it up with his hyper repair and hyper upgrade as well. More tanks, triple tanks by Andy. And Andy's hyper upgrades now available. Drake could wait to pop his Typhoon until after the hyper upgrade. Yeah, it's probably best to do that. Because the global damage means nothing. Let Andy pop his hyper upgrade, then counterattack severely good. If it pops it beforehand, right now, even if at the end of the turn, it will just get it repaired up instantaneously. And Andy could try edging his way forward without popping his hyper upgrade. Let's see what he does. Both players just setting up, hitting edges. Only reason why Drake should pop his Typhoon before Andy's hyper upgrade, in case he wants to charge forward into a weakened area. Repositioning once more. Got one big conflict trying to be eyed. Medium tank infantry recon. It's just a bit of a stall fest. Who's going to crack first? Andy has more. I don't know. Plus one movement range is nice. Drake can soften up. I think Andy's able to push forward better with his superpower. Of course, Drake has the better counterattack at this rate. So it's probably going to be Andy pops the hyper upgrade to push forward, and Drake's going to counterattack. Both sides are stockpiling massive forces and resources. Up to 111,000 versus 175. And he pops his superpower. So that will effectively do 40,000 damage immediately off the back, which can instantly be repaired. Let's see if he can crack through Andy this turn, because he has to do severe damage. He has no... because Andy will just equalize it next turn, and then some. He has good headway. Is he's a crack through the wall when they are 2 less health. APC is down, so no resupply. And leaving 1 health tank is not good. That will be up to 6 health next turn. Again, another 1 health tank. Another 3 health tank. That was finished off that one. His trapped. His 5 health tank will be at max health next turn. I don't think Drake got enough done here. And here, tank infantry. And right now is at 140 versus 197, but 170, so has greatly equalized, but he's actually still technically behind by a small amount. But now his opponent is in very close range, and he has not only +1 movement range, but also plus 10% attack. So he's in a little bit better position for counterattack. His Neo Tank is down, but so this one. We move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In range another Neo Tank if he spots it. Guess we'll find out. A lot of visual bugs. Okay, that Neo Tank is in vision range. It's on top of the road in these 1, 2, 3. Good strike there. Neo Tank does not get struck first. Making some good headway. Battlecopter, infantry. Ends the turn with 180,000 versus 142. So a win better for Andy. Drake should be able to get the first shot on his opponent's Neo Tank, and his artillery piece is in range. Overall, Andy has a massive force here, as my sound is bugging out. My apologies. Does capture property there. Andy's been ahead this entire time, but all this neutral property is now captured, barring the slab. Good strike on the battlecopter. Of course, these battlecopters are a little bit low in fuel. Let's have a usable amount of fuel. Great headway down south for Drake. And does not engage as Andy's Neo tank. Why not? Of course, he does have right now plus 20, plus 10 additional firepower. I guess that's the reason why. He's also slightly wounded. Maybe didn't think it was a good enough trade. Because counterattack would have been likely. Medium tank recon infantry. Many anti-aircraft pieces going down. Tank as well. We do now have a Typhoon. And this may be a good time to pop it, actually. Oh, wait. It's Andy's turn, not Drake's. Maybe a good idea from the pop it as a counterattack. So the following turn, probably a hyper repair will be available. The visual audio bug's really kicking in. My apologies. Good strike there. And here does take out the battlecopter. We do now have a hyper repair available. Even if Drake gets this superpower, it may not be a good idea to pop at the end of his turn, so his opponent just repaired up with his regular power. Good strike there on the anti-air. We'll finish it off. Typhoon's now available, but he can't pop it unless he's going to push forward on that turn. Drake right now Andy has right now 174 versus Drake's 142 with his day-to-day. So Drake is starting to fall up behind a little bit. And looks it's not going to... Does pop the superpower, so he's going to eye for a bit of wall break. He will at least still have rain. Randy will still have to fight through rain. Get some good damage there. And Drake is breaking through the wall. Andy's hyper upgrade got deployed on the field, so that will definitely be popped next turn. So it's his hyper repair at minimum. And Andy's actually down to 122. Of course, repairs imminent. Is he waiting a turn? I think he's trying to get or take some damage to get the repairs. Yep, he did. Now it's 145. Great shot there by Neo Tank. Regular Tank engage. Oh yeah, the rain definitely slowed down these units quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe that one time I said the Neo Tank's in range, I forgot the fact that rain existed. At least the counterattack is not going to be super strong, thanks to the rain slowing everything down. Infantry still moves perfectly fine. Tank, tank, tank. And of course a battlecopter. Wait. Replay. Bugged out big time. Okay, I'm just gonna hit the next turn because the replay bugged out really bad. I don't think I could use it. So let's just go back. Wait. Yeah, it bugs out that turn. We have to continue next turn because it's... I don't think this is legible whatsoever. I'm just going to quickly go through it. Oh wait, no, that's a superpower. I'm already screwing up the replay even more. Yeah, this replay is getting pretty bugged out. I'm just going to skip through it significantly. I'm already screwing up the replay even more. It's a lot of visual bugs. I'm just going to really go through it. Okay, looks like the visual bugs have subsided. Sometimes these visual bugs happen, and I'd rather not restart the replay. But Drake overall seemed like he pulled back last turn. Tank infantry, or neo tank infantry. Now it's Drake's turn. Let's see, right now Drake has 150,000 versus 174. Great strike there. Good strike down Neo Tank. Medium Tank's ready for a follow-up. Of course, Andy does have a nice little artillery piece here. This battlecopter is down to 30 fuel, which is plenty of a time frame, but may need to get out APC relatively soon if he wants to resupply. Drake has pulled out a transport copter. Medium tank and infantry as well. And he could possibly a hyper repair this turn. Great strike there. There as well. Hyper repair. He does actually pop the hyper repair, allowing his Neo tank get a little extra health going. Additionally, +10 global. Takes out that Neo tank there. His next Neo tank one-shots the Neo or medium tank there. Artillery piece knocked out. Falls with a good strike there. Tank on the flank. Artillery piece goes down. And here, finish off the light tank. Good strike there. And now we do have a full Typhoon available. And this one will be uncontested. This is what probably Drake needs to get back in the game. A Typhoon where his opponent can't repair it. He's at 180,000, 184 versus his currently 112 before income. And this will probably call about 36,000. There's a significant amount, but not maybe it's not enough. A lot of stuff is still out of fog work. He has two medium tanks here that can strike the Neo tanks. Takes the anti-air there. Takes the wounded Neo tank, so the 8 health Neo tank stays alive. Good shot there. Is trapped. Double or infantry recon medium. And Andy's down to 190 or 130 versus opponent's 133, but it does day to day, so Drake is only behind about a half a turn. And a large amount of possible property flips here. He can interrupt multiple of them. Neo takes a great shot from the medium tank. Drake's also behind a little bit of income. Another Neo tank pushed right forward, trying to flip some properties, but it'll take 2 extra turn or an extra turn. Battlecopter's down 6 fuel, not a whole lot, but probably still getting another strike there. If this one's down to 8 fuel. He has 2 anti-airs, so both those battlecopters could go down this turn. 136 versus 106 with 25,000, so looks like Drake is behind battle turn now. Interrupts the capture, stops the capture. Did flip one property, so their income is very similar at the moment, if not the same. Takes up both battlecopters. Neo tank, infantry. Medium tank could get a strike on the Neo tank. Decides to fall back. Does spot the medium tank there. The Neo tank to get a first strike here. He will. Oh, could receive double tap from these medium tanks nearby. Hyper repair now available. Would be nice to get everything topped off, but probably gonna like, just keep it charged up in case one pops a typhoon or tsunami in return. Artillery, battlecopter, infantry. Great strike there. Loads on up. Does make its way over here. Collecting 2 properties. Right now their income is equal. Takes out the Neo tank. And probably may see a hyper upgrade next turn. Of course, the tsunami does not activate rain for a turn. And he has flipped a property. Of course, next turn Drake will try to flip 2 more. Good hit there, but of course got a medium tank here to engage the Neo tank. Trying to capture the comm tower, does block the Neo tank or the medium tank. And overall, Drake's weak side is starting to disintegrate really badly. 146 versus 115 starting. So Drake's behind about 2 turns now, it seems like. Medium tank's pushed right forward against the repairs on the way. Neo tank there. It does have possibly a good flank going. There is a forest there. It's going to be difficult to displace this medium tank. Because after all, he'll have to get infantry on top of the mountain to spot it, to engage down to below. Gets trapped there. Gets first strike on the tank there. Drake's turn. It's not looking good for Drake, to say the least. Neo tank on Neo tank on open plains. Pops the power. Not sure what the power is supposed to do. He sees the hyper upgrade. Try to get a little bit of damage going. Even odds with the counterattack. A lot of wounded units can get healed on up, that's for sure. Makes some good headway against multiple units. Cleans up everything there. Okay. Anti-air recon, infantry, another anti-air. Regular power, not hyper upgrade. You just need to top off everything self. Doesn't really need a super repair. In this course, low burns some power charge. I think hyper repair is probably adequate. After all, Drake did pull out quite a bit of value advantage at the turn of 151, and Andy had 130 starting. So they're down to back up the day-to-day difference. Drake is starting to equalize the game. Tank, anti-air, tank. Finish off those units there. Recon straightforward. Tank, infantry, neo tank, I should say. Good strike there on the tank. Hyper repair available. Infantry, neo tank as well. Then healthy number of neo tanks so far this game. And here takes out the battle copter. Still got quite a bit of forces down here by Andy. Good strike there on the battle copter. Neo tank engages the tank. And got the recon neo tank push forward. Good strike there on the battle copter. Does not finish off there with the other recon. Finish off with the medium tank. Let's see, got a neo tank up here. So neo tank on both flanks for both players. So nope, just double neo tank down here for Drake now. If Andy pops his power, superpower, Drake could counterattack with his power. Lots of losses over here, but that's two neo tanks and got shores here. And he does have vision with these nearby units. Two medium tanks here, which appears to be out of vision range. Nope, this light tank should be able to see them both. Another neo tank deployed by Andy. There's a lot of heavy armor this game. It's not Jess and Jake, it's Drake and Andy. He pops his power. He's going to try to get some work done this turn. Let's see what he gets done. Does not interrupt the capture, nor that one, or superpower's not available. He needs to finish off these units, so this infantry unit will get hyper upgraded, but it'll be at 6. Not capture for the property. Great shots there. Finish off that unit. Does not. Does. Drake will end this turn with 171. Andy will start his turn with superpower 123. So Andy's actually pretty far behind right now. He is down by 2 turns. Of course, got a neo tank next to a neo tank. Artillery in good range. A tank to follow up as well. Both medium neo tank. He needs to knock out one. Pawn neo tank. And here takes out the battle copter. Artillery piece gets a good shot there on the neo tank. Neo tank gets that out of the way for free. Another neo tank here. Medium tanks will need to fall back out of this region. There's way too much there. Plus, he has no more real vision. Just the anti-air for any sort of spotting. Neo tank gotta be a bit careful because there's 2 neo tanks down here. Artillery, tank, and tank. So Andy does end the turn with 140. Drake will start the turn with 139 with day-to-day, so it's back down to day-to-day differences. Oh great, we got another spam bot. Give me a moment. I got to turn off my key rebinds. And My apologies. Great strikes there. Does now spot the Neo Tank on top of the forest. And his Neo Tank... clean up everything else there. Neo Tank next Neo Tank is going to be more in favor towards the Neo Tank. And got two medium tanks here, so Drake has great presence out here. This is, of course, a weak side. Weak side for Drake up here. In which the medium tanks need to fall back. Good job. Getting as much distance as possible. And Drake is behind by 4 properties. Anti-air tank. Neo tank on Neo tank violence. Tank will fall from a good shot there. Neo tank's migrating down south for the winter. But there's no Olaf. Recon Neo tank infantry. Medium tank should be able, punch through that tank. Allow the Neo tank to engage the Neo tank. Or punch down south. Takes on the Neo tank entirely. So 2 medium tanks and Neo tank. This Neo tank just needs to take time for repairs. I'll just hop the properties. And all the medium tanks migrate down south, so he has a lot of armor here. Medium tank recon infantry. Neo tank heading down south, so Goose got 3 Neo tanks down south for Andy. Versus 4 medium tanks, 1 Neo tank, and what's left of a Neo tank. This game could still go either way. Looks like Andy will end this turn with 147,000 versus Drake's 178, so Drake is on the pull ahead. It's amazing how back and forth this game is. Medium tank infantry, battlecopter infantry, recon to infantry, tank. Spots the recon there, who's down to 9 fuel. So soon that recon's going to be soon to be dead and knocked to water. Gets on top of property, and Neo tank one-shots, and Andy backs out of the game. Wow. I don't know, maybe this is too early for Andy to surrender, but it feels like the game could have still gone either way, honestly, based on how these players are fighting. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.